So welcome everybody to Friends in the Event Rental Industry. Today we're having a conversation with Emile Salem, the business shifu at CollabSpace and the Urban Center in Ottawa, Canada, and also a host of a monthly networking event called Growth Hack. Emile has been in business for over 11 years already. He built a community for entrepreneurs and small business owners to collaborate and collide, offering all the things you would need to start and grow a business, as well as a mentoring and coaching and additional exposure for your business. A quick way to think of his business is that it runs like a business barracks, an entrepreneur's university. His motto or philosophy is, I'm excellent, but don't worry, it's getting better. And a fun fact about Emile, he was the first male employee at Laura Secord. Now that's something. That's something. So all of his contact details will be in the description below. But right now, let's get started and have a conversation with Emile. So welcome, Emile.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having me, Susanna. I really appreciate this.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's get right into the meat of this little interview we've got going. So why don't we talk about exactly what can you share with all of the viewers and the listeners about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path?
Yeah, well, it's basically a culmination of my life. I started off at 4 years old as a subcontractor to my brother's paper route. True story. I got paid 10 cents and a bag of chips every Friday, and I felt like a big shot. And then at age 7, I found out how much money he was making. He was making like 20 bucks a week. So I staged a coup and took over the paper route and became a serial entrepreneur ever since. I started businesses as a kid, cutting grass and shoveling snow and cleaning houses, and it grew and grew. And I always had this knack for business. I didn't really have any mentors or education. I didn't go to university. I don't have an MBA. I don't have any degrees like that. But along the way, I learned from the school of hard knocks. I guess my father kind of put that entrepreneurship, in my DNA and in training into me because he was that guy. But he didn't want any of his kids to be entrepreneurs. So I stood out of the 6 kids as the only one who just didn't want to go to school and get a job. I wanted to make a difference in the world. So over the years of just trial and error, and then I got a few successes, and then people would come to me and say, "Hey, Emile, can you help me start this business?" And I said, "Okay." And then if I'm paying for it and I'm doing all the work, it's going to be my company. Hence 70 businesses later, I had a lot of experience, and along the way, with people coming and asking me for help, I was doing a lot of coaching as well, and mentoring and investing. Probably worked with over 300 companies locally in Ottawa, helping them either start, grow, or even sell their business. So it just by accident, I became this, I call it business shifu, which, if you watch Kung Fu Panda, means, master.
Yeah.
So I became this business master just by trial and error and real life experience. So about 11, 12 years ago, I decided I was running 3 companies at once. And I said, you know what, I just want to work helping, new entrepreneurs, small business owners. And so I took a year going to every networking event, and I was meeting people that could really use my help. But I quickly realized that most young entrepreneurs or new startups can't afford their own full-time business coach. So I thought, what could I do to get this knowledge only executives could afford to these new businesses, small business owners, and freelancers and things like that, which I really had a strong passion to help. So I came up with CollabSpace, which was my idea for a small co-working space that people could pay a few $100 a month, become a member, but not only get the usual, mailing address, business office, internet, coffee machine, but they would actually get training and coaching. And I would work with them in a group setting. So my idea was, 10 to 12 members, something small. And I opened this little place, and in 3 months it blew up. I had 100 people coming to my monthly meetups. And I said, there's a need here in Ottawa. And with a little inspiration and a little research, I realized that there's nothing out there for small business owners. I provided real community and real support. So I was in this empty warehouse, which you've seen, 23,000 square foot garage basically. And I took over the whole place and spent 2 years renovating and turned it into the cool CollabSpace slash urban center space that we have now. And yeah, over just before COVID, we had 300 businesses here with offices and with memberships, and we were doing events 5 days a week. And then COVID came and shut us down overnight. But this last year, 5 years later, we're coming back. We're doing our events. The last 3 months, we've had over 100 businesses at our monthly event. We have about 27 members again and growing. So it's really cool. It's really exciting. And that's what I am doing, what I love. And you mentioned Business Barracks, which is Ottawa's or the very first entrepreneurial university where you're taught by business people and not by teachers.
Wow.
And what no one can do except for us at Business Barracks is we give a full money back guarantee if you don't graduate with a profitable revenue generating company. And nobody can guarantee that, but we do because we're going to help you start a real business and work with you and build it with you. So it's a really cool school that we're launching in the new year, the first cohort. So I'm really excited about it. I get to do what I love and we get to have a lot of fun.
That sounds amazing. I have to get more information on that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Oh no, this is super exciting. You've done so much over the years. Like it's incredible. So that's wonderful. And you've been in the industry for a long time, so you've seen a lot of things come and a lot of things go, as well as businesses, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
For
it's been a
sure.
great ride, a great experience, and this is me giving back and me helping the community and building something where it's not just myself, but a group of teachers, group of coaches, a group of business people, and we all kind of get together and support each other. It's a real community, and it's what we need. There's nothing really out there that provides support and community. You can go rent a desk anywhere, you can take a class, but to get that real support from people who actually care about you, it doesn't exist. So I'm happy that I can be a part of that.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's fantastic. So if we go back to that, what has been the most challenging aspect really of the work that you're doing currently or that you've been doing? And how have you overcome the biggest challenges?
The biggest challenge is, well, my biggest challenge was COVID, absolutely, because we were doing great and growing, and we were providing a need that no one else is doing. So it wasn't hard to get across, but when we had to isolate and a lot of businesses had to go out of business and lost a lot, it was a tough time for everybody. And it was tough for me because I love to help people and I love to build businesses and I love to hug and kiss and get together with people, and that all ended. So I'm really happy we were able to overcome that, still be here, and get back to doing what we need as entrepreneurs and business owners. We need that support. We need hugs.
Oh, we definitely do.
Yeah,
There are tough days.
absolutely.
There definitely are. Um, how can you tell us about an important moment in your career that changed the direction that you were going?
Wow. There's a lot of really neat things that I've done and experienced that I'm very grateful for. Probably one of the biggest things that changed me as a person was my first failure. I was pretty young getting into business and I was really good at it and things were working and I felt like I had the Midas touch and anything I touched turned gold. But I did things myself, right? So I remember that I started. Oh, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you froze up a bit. Yeah, my very first corporation I started, I got into partnership with a few people I didn't really knew. And I'm the kind of guy that I just trust everybody. My word is my bond, and I just assume everyone's the same. And it didn't work out so well. And it was millions of dollars invested that ended up blowing up because of one guy, taking over and stealing and not being the greatest person. It was my first bankruptcy. It was my first like real big slap in the face from everything working out to my whole world crumbling. And I remember it was a really tough time, but it shaped me and taught me some valuable life lessons and turned me into who I am today because I've learned so much. And I tell people all the time, Don't be afraid of failure. You learn from failure. And that's it's the people who have failed and come back who I trust. I don't trust anyone who's never failed. If you come to me and say, I was really successful, started a business that worked really well and made a lot of money, that's great. I will not take your advice because you haven't seen challenges. You haven't come back from from trials and tragedy and trauma and all those things until you've gone through something major. And you don't have to hit rock bottom, but you got to get down there and turn that around, right?
No
And
kidding.
so that was a time in my life. That was a while ago. That was about maybe 30 years ago, but it turned everything that I looked at and how I did things, and it changed me as a person. It humbled me as well. I had a pretty big ego when I was young because I just figured I could do anything anytime I wanted to. So it really humbled me, and it made me a better teacher as well. And I've had failures along the way, and I love this quote from Steve Sable from NFL Film Senior. Steve Sable Senior, he said, "If you want to soar like an eagle, you can't crap like a canary." You know,
It's
and,
so
and
true.
he's basically saying you can't achieve big dreams if you're afraid to take risks and you're afraid to have big failures. So the bigger heights you want to soar, the bigger the craps you got to take, but it's okay because it's making you who you are. And yeah, so yeah, that was the turning point in my life. And yeah, I'm not ashamed to talk about my failures. I'm proud of them actually.
Yes, and we should be,
Yeah,
because we've overcome obviously something when we've done that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have contributed to your success?
For me personally, I mean, it was surrounding myself with the right people with that had the right mindset,
Hmm.
because I came from a family, even though I learned from my father didn't want me to be an entrepreneur. Nobody in my family or close relatives were really big on entrepreneurship. We were immigrants. We came to this country. My dad had to struggle. He's like, just get a good education, get a good job, and don't stress. It just wasn't for me. So I had to find, the people to hang around with to motivate me and mentor me. And it was tough. And that's why I'm a mentor now and want to help people because it's hard to find people that share your mindset to help encourage you and be there for you. But yeah, I just have to find that to change my mindset. For me, like the keys to be successful are twofold. You need a strong passion for something, and it also has to be coupled with serving others. You have to be solving a problem and helping other people. When you put those two things together, you'll never fail. And I really like that, and I teach that. And people ask me, well, having a passion, that's not enough. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. The real keys to success are discipline and consistency, right? If you want to, lose weight or get stronger or build muscle and you go to the gym, you have to be consistent and disciplined, right? But you can't just say I'm going to be consistent and disciplined unless you're passionate and you're doing it for a reason and have a strong why. Those two things make you be consistent and disciplined, and that's how you succeed.
Mm. Very good. That's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you've seen it time and time again.
Over and over again. I even ask people when they come and they say to me, I want to be successful. Can you help me? I ask them what's their motivation, and they go, I want to be rich. I'm like, well, you're going to fail. I can't help you. It's not enough. It's not a motivation. You need a strong why of why you're doing something.
Hmm.
The money will come if you're doing things with a strong passion and you're going to stay consistent and disciplined. Right. So you have to have that why. You need that to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in this environment, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate and to thrive in your field?
Well, you never can get to a place where you know it all,
Mhm.
because this world is ever changing. I mean, just look at what's happened in the last few years, the last few months, even with AI. And believe me, I'm not a digital person. I don't even want to learn about it, but I understand it's important. So I surround myself with people who understand it. But like even 3 months ago, you called an AI answering service. It was annoying. We have one we just set up for business barracks, and you're having a conversation with someone, And it doesn't matter what you say, they're responding really well. Like it's come a long way just in a couple months. So just to manage what the next 6 months to a year is going to be and the way the landscape is changing. When I started out, there were flyers and billboard ads and radio and TV. You don't do any of that now, right? So you have to always educate yourself on what's new, the trends, the changes, and be on top of that. And then surround yourself with the people. I'm getting old, so I don't want to learn new things, but there's a lot of great people who you can surround yourself with to help you and stay on top of things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they can change your outfits now digitally. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to get changed anymore. We could do it all with the computer, apparently.
Well, I was going to go to the gym to get buff, but there's an AI app now that makes me buff, so I don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's one way of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Can you tell us about an event or an achievement in your career, let's say, that you're particularly proud of, your most proud moment?
Wow. Well, before COVID, I was working with a lot of young entrepreneurs and new startups, and just seeing them succeed, just seeing them take an idea and get to that level where they start a business, grow a business, they're in the news, they're making things happen, and knowing I had a small part in that journey, that's where I get my joy. And there's multiple occasions that's happened before COVID, and even just the other day, we had our growth hack here, and I ran into a woman who has an esthetician business, and I remember seeing her maybe 9 years ago. I was a judge at her Algonquin graduation. There was a class of 30 people that graduated with top marks on their business school. And she was the only one out of 30 that had any hope of starting a real business. It's one of the reasons why I really started my entrepreneurial university. The education system is not that great for business, but there was 29 people there that were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and got 100% in their business class, but they didn't have a real business. This one was the only one I felt had a shot, and I told her that I believed in her. She knew what she was doing, and if she, with a little bit of coaching and help, she can make her dream a reality, because in school it's just all on paper. There's no real business, right? And so she took some advice. We met a few times. I gave her some coaching. We became friends, and then I lost track with her for about 7 years. But I kept following her on social media, and she was just blowing up. Well, she came back for the first time in 6 years. I saw her in person at her last growth hack, and she's doing amazing. And it was emotional for me to know that that's someone I picked out of a school, and gave her some encouragement, gave her some coaching, and to see her succeeding and having a huge esthetician business. And she's actually teaching other estheticians now how to start their own company. So you just see that cycle, and that's just one example of something that just brings me a lot of joy.
Fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Can you, let's say, what advice can you give someone who would want to follow in your footsteps of, let's say, having a venue?
Run away. You know what? Having a venue is one thing. I I don't give advice on how to do exactly what I did, but I give advice on people to fulfill their dreams. Like, what's your dream? Who are you, in the core, Susanna? What do you want to be when you grow up, and how can I help you achieve that? And when I'm talking to young people, like, still in school or just getting out of school and not knowing what to do, I always say, you know what, you can try to build something from scratch or go to a school or whatever, but go and volunteer for free at a company of a business that you want to start. And people go, well, I can't work for free. I said, you're going to go spend $30,000 to $100,000 to go to school for a couple of years. If you work for free for a company for 6 months, it's not costing you anything, and you're learning real life experience. And I said, one of three things are going to happen. You're going to be terrible, and they're going to tell you, don't come back. You're going to be really good, and they're going to pay you to keep you. Mm-hmm. And the third thing, which hardly ever happens, is you'll just put in 6 months for free and learn more than you'll learn anywhere else. So either one is a good idea. So that's what I tell people. Go and put yourself in situations and industries and companies and volunteer your time. Do it while you can and learn as much as you can, because I've always believed in education. I just don't believe in the educational system we have right now to teach young people financial literacy and entrepreneurship. It doesn't really exist. And I'm going to keep plugging in business barracks, but that's why I started that. Is I want to give a real entrepreneur education to people, because education is important. You just got to find it in different ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think all of our viewers here and our listeners, if they've gone to business school, I'm sure they can relate to exactly that they spent all that money and they got all the theories on paper, and when they went to apply it, it didn't exactly match.
It's not the same. Yeah.
Not the same. No, absolutely not. If you're looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future? Of course, your business barracks is one.
I want to help as many people as I can, and also build a system that I can train others to do the same thing, to provide that community, not only here in Ottawa, but internationally, where people can come together and support each other in their local areas, for businesses, for small businesses. Government is really not here to help small businesses. It's not their mandate. It's not their job. So if small businesses don't help each other, if we don't work together and stop trying to compete, you do it in your business. You work with other people that do the same thing. It's important to support each other. And so I want to build those communities. Just before COVID, I had an opportunity to license CollabSpace and take it to a number of cities. And then obviously COVID happened and shut that down. But I hope to bring that back and just brand these communities in different places. So my goal is to just expand what I'm doing here internationally.
Fantastic. And I'm sure I will see that unfold in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Susanna.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one last thing, share a fun fact about yourself.
A fun fact?
Yes.
Well, that was a true story, what you said. I was the first male employee of Laura's Secret. I was 14 years old. I got a job scooping ice cream in Carlingford Mall.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that I started a huge controversy in the city, because before me, all employees at the store level were female. And the manager in Carlingwood was a maverick, and she just said, I needed a strong guy because Easter and Valentine's, we had like truckloads of boxes of chocolates, and she needed somebody who could do that. I was just a kid, and we're looking for my $3 an hour job, and all the free ice cream. But I started a controversy. It was in the news. I had like old men walking up saying, fight the power. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, But after me, a lot of managers quit, and then after me, they started hiring, male employees all over Laura Secret. But I thought that was hilarious looking back, because I didn't realize I was, getting men's rights back again that we lost at Laura Secret.
That is amazing.
But
you didn't know it at the time of being hired.
I was 14, and
you didn't pay attention.
I just wanted to get free ice cream and chocolates. It was a great job. It was a great place to work. Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, I want to thank you, obviously, for joining me today. And I'm going to share all your details in the description below so that other people can get connected with you and you can grace them with your presence and all of your knowledge.
Thank you so much for putting this together, Susanna. I really appreciate you and what you do for the community as well. You're an amazing individual, and just keep letting your light shine. And I appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much, Emile. It was great chatting with you today. We'll see you at the next Growth Hack, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Take
care now.
How y'all doing, man? Thanks for coming out tonight. This is Growth Hack here at CollabSpace with my partners Hyder from Web Ruler and Alex from Canadian Entrepreneur. And together we've built this amazing event to support small businesses here in Ottawa. It's all about coming out, meeting belly to belly. I say belly to belly, not face to face, because my belly gets to places before me. So come on out every month on the third Thursday is Growth Hack, where all the small businesses in Ottawa come together to collide, to collaborate, and to support each other. So I want to see you out here every month on the third Thursday, Growth Hack. This is the place to be if you're a small business and you want to grow.